Shalom, coming in spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakach Wadash. To bow honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone, and to hope for like pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson will be titled Floods and More Floods. Right now, the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is visiting Esau in Europe, but I'm just going to pull up the scripture first. Matthew 24 and 37. But as the days of Noah means Noah, were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So the days of Noah, everyone was kind of just basically doing the same stuff, being wicked. You had Noah, who was a prophet, prophesying, telling them, like, look, it's going to rain, there's going to be water, right? You need to stop your ways. Basically telling them the flood's coming, right? It's going to rain. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage unto the day that Noah entered into the ark. Same thing that's happening right now, right? And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, right? So now the Most High made that covenant, right? Hence why the rainbow exists. That's a covenant to say that he's not going to ever flood the earth again, right? So we're not going to be this planet is not going to be destroyed with the flood, right? But it doesn't mean floods are not going to happen. Which the crazy part is that floods are going to happen. Floods and all that type of stuff is going to happen, but that's not what's going to take this place out. So that tells you what's coming is even worse than a flood, right? It's worse than drowning from water and destroying everything. It's gonna be worse. But just like a flood, when a flood happens, you don't see it coming, right? Just like what happened in the time of Noah, right? So I just want to pull up the clip. You can see most Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is visiting these people. Yeah, look at that. And this is just the beginning. Everyone thinks okay, this is gonna happen, and they're gonna get through it, and then it's gonna be all good, Okay, we can read this. Rail service disrupted and new evacuations luck ordered in Europe as death toll from floods tops 180. So 180 people are dead that they can confirm. Right? They don't even know exactly what the number is, but that's how much they know are dead. Right? Right? It says right here, another 27 died in Belgium, where around 11,000 families were left without power in the Liege area. Right? So the Most High is messing them up. Right? They're catching in hell right now. And it's just the beginning. They have the army there. All this rescue for poor Esau. Just pause that. So let's get back into the scriptures. Luke 6 and 48. He is like a man, Luke 6 and 48. He is like a man which built an house. And we're talking about Esau. This is who he is. Oh, slack. Well, we're talking about right now, it's talking about the elect. Luke 6 and 48. He is like a man which built an house and dig it deep, right? So you're in the truth. You dig your roots deep into the ground, right? In this ministry, in this truth, to build your foundation, right? To build your roots. And laid the foundation on a rock. When the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently vehemently upon that house, and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock, right? And Peter's the rock. But the head rock, the head cornerstone, is Yahushai. So we build it upon Yahushai. But the one that took the mantle, so to speak, was Peter. Yahushai left. But the point is that we build on the rock, which is Yahushai, right? So like, because that's the main rock. If we focus and dig and root ourselves within Yahushai, we're fine. Like no matter what comes, what flood comes, what water comes, what earthquake comes, we're not going to be taken away with it, right? Whether it's, demons trying to jump on you, and really it's always demons, right? And how the demons present themselves is going to be different. It's going to be different forms. But the point is that you have to root yourself in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and you won't be taken away in the flood. But you see, these Edomites are not rooted in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And physically, you can see it. They're taken away in this flood. Right? You're seeing the physical manifestation of that. These are the Edomites. That's why they're catching this hell. Because they're not rooting themselves in Yahweh Shai. They're rooting themselves in themselves. They all believe in themselves. That's why they're catching all this hell. And it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. So this is like a physical display of what happens when you don't root yourself. You get taken away with the flood. Right? So that's one. And there's also others. And you look at this one. It's Austria. Like, look at that. If you're in that, you're gone. You're not like swimming to the strength of that current. Like you're taken. Right? It's just like in the truth. Like, if you're not rooted properly, you're gonna get taken away with the flood. You gotta root yourself. Right? So 1 Thessalonians 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. So like, yeah. Just like how the flood comes when you're not expecting it, it's just the same way Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai is gonna come. You're not gonna see it coming. Right? And realistically, yes, when a thief comes in at night, you're like, you don't know when that thief is coming, right? Because the thief comes, like, if he comes out of nowhere. But if you've been watching and being circumspect and keen, you see the signs that a thief is coming, right? If you have your house, you live by yourself, and you see someone, driving by your house, a car that doesn't really live on that street. You see, so if you're paying attention, you're being circumspect, and you start to see things. You start to see, okay, so maybe someone's watching my house. Okay, maybe I should be ready. And you get your weapons or whatever the case may be. You may buy a dog, whatever, right? So when that thief comes, you're ready. Now you don't know when he's coming, but you know that he's coming. That's a point, right? So because you're being circumspect. The same thing with the men of the Lord. Right, they're being circumspect. You're being keen. You're seeing the signs and the prophecies popping off. So you know the thief, the so-called thief, is coming, which is Yahweh Shai, right? You know Yahweh Shai is coming. You just don't know when he's coming. But we're making ourselves ready. So when he does come, we're not caught off guard, right? When he comes, when we don't, whenever that is, when he comes, we're like, okay, he's here. All right, I'm ready, because I've been making the preparations, right? But to everyone else, it's going to be like a thief in the night. Right? They don't know the thief's coming, right? Just like being in the truth, like you can be taken away with the flood at any moment if you're not rooted properly, if you haven't made the preparations and made yourself grounded and rooted, right? So you always have to be working, yourself, working in the spirit and praying and doing everything you can possibly can to keep yourself rooted, right? That's the point. So now we're going to go to, well, actually, let's play another clip. There's more videos. Look at that. And they think this is the worst. This is just the beginning of what's coming. Like, they have no idea. No idea. what is coming. They think this is bad. Like, oh my gosh. You know? Right? And this is a flash flood. So this comes out of nowhere. Just like a thief in the night. Just like being the truth. You know, if you're not rooted properly, you're gonna get taken away with the flood. Right? If you're not making preparations, you're not gonna be ready when Yahushua gets here. You're not gonna be jumping into those chariots. Right? It's all about being prepared. You know, being circumspect, being in the spirit, discerning, seeing things that are happening, seeing prophecies that are happening. Right? I think that's all the videos. There's one more. Like, look at that, man. You told me, look. The funny thing is, if you look at these trees, you see the trees getting blown away? No. It's because they're rooted. With how powerful this flood is, these trees are standing strong. So the example of the tree is the example of the man in the truth. Right? If you're rooted properly, like we just read, on that rock, which is Yahushua, you won't get taken away with the flood. Right? No matter how strong it is. Right? You even take that in about the trees. And in other videos too, you see the trees are in this. Trees are fine. Trees are good. They're not going anywhere because they're rooted. Right? So now we're going to go to... Oh. Ecclesiasticus 40:10. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So the flood is referring to is back at the time of Noah, but the flood that's happening right now is also for the wicked too, right? It's not for the righteous, you know. It's for the wicked. These people over there are wicked. It's happening in Europe. It's a bunch of Edomites, right? You know, they're not getting flooded because they're doing the right thing, you know. And people that are dying from these floods are not the righteous. You know, they're the wicked. Right? Like it says right here. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Right? So the way it came back then is the same thing's going to happen now. But the flood, it's not going to be a huge flood, like a worldwide flood like it was back in the time of Noah, but floods are going to happen. Right? But these floods that are happening, that are going to continue to happen, are not going to be what takes people out to, like, you know, destroys, you know, Babylon, for example, or the beast system. It's going to be the nuclear fire. Because remember, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai promised that he wasn't going to destroy the earth with the flood. That's what the rainbow is. It's a covenant, like I said before. So now we're going to go to the last one, which is wisdom. Chapter 5, verse 14. For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that's blown away with the wind. So they have no hope. So those people in Europe, they're hoping, start probably saying like, oh, God, save me, please, Jesus Christ. You have no hope. For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that's blown away with the wind. Like that thin froth that is driven away with the storm. Like as a smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as a remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day. Jeez. So it's insignificant. Their hope is insignificant. It doesn't exist. It's like a thought that you had, and then it just passed, you know, and you forgot about it. That's like what their hope is. They have no hope. They only believe in themselves. Verse 22, and hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. And that's happening right now. That's happening right now. Right? It's happening right now. And it's just the beginning. It's just going to get worse. So, you know, I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I'll close out by saying, Ka Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. About honor to the apostles who lay millstone, and to the hopeful elect, Christian word and truth, and sincerity for the full point of the earth. Death and destruction to his kingdom, and 2/3 as well. Paul and Yeshua, Abad Babal, Shalom.